Today on Venture, the business of love and how one woman's career in fashion turned her into a real-life Cupid. I'm Chris Valerio, and you're watching Venture. Welcome to Venture, the world of small business and big ideas. We welcome Christy Nightingale to the program, a matchmaker and an entrepreneur.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.
If you spend Valentine's Day alone, then Christy Nightingale wants your business. In 2000, the former fashion model founded Premier Match in New York City. The high-end matchmaking service has since expanded to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. It has also formed partnerships with matchmakers in Beverly Hills and London. Premier Match maintains a database of more than 3,500 members. Nightingale says she now grosses more than $1 million in sales a year. So how does it work? It's not your average fairy tale.
Revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love.
Clients undergo background checks and are entered into the database, a proprietary software system that she developed.
So what we did is select a certain membership type, the territory that they're in, the race they are, the sex, age range, height range, if they've been married before. I have schools if somebody requests, like an Ivy League.
Finding a match is part numbers, part technology, and part therapy.
We're going to be going over a lot of different aspects of their lives. I mean, the divorces they had to go through, difficult circumstances surrounding breakups. A lot of people finding out about maybe the affairs that their significant others were in.
This personal attention guarantees 10 dates and can set you back between $6,500 and $50,000 a year. With a wall of winning matches beside her, she is hoping that she can stand out from the more budget-conscious eHarmonies and Match.coms of the world to help you find your happily ever after.
This one left them all behind. The end.
We are joined here by Christy. Gotta love the Princess Bride, right? So let's start off talking about how this happened. You were a model, as we showed in the package there, and then you decided to start your own business. Talk me through the process.
Well, when I was a model, I was reaching my late 30s, and I was looking for a career change. And I'd always been intrigued by the matchmaking industry. I, for years, would hold parties and special events, and it always seemed like a lot of friends and people I knew in the business that would attend these would hook up. So I had a natural knack for it. And when I was looking to change careers in my latter 30s, I felt that this might be an industry I should look into. So I did a lot of research in the New York area, and I found that in New York City that there were several franchise dating services and a lot of internet sites, but there weren't really a lot of services catering to a high-end individual that was seeking a relationship. So it's interesting. I had and I was encouraged by a family member to consider this. I went out west and I kind of learned the tricks of the trades of how to run a matchmaking.
Because out west is where they do it
most? Back then, it was over close to 10 years ago now. It seemed like it was a lot more popular as far as technique.
So let's talk about actually starting it. You went from modeling, which I know probably running your own modeling business was, or at least being a model, you had to have some kind of business smarts there. But what did you come up with a business plan? What were the initial startup costs? How did you actually physically do it?
Well, I started the business with a $10,000 investment to pay for infrastructure and for advertising. And I pulled together every friend that I knew that was single that would be willing to go out on dates. Then I started advertising. And it wasn't very long until the phone started ringing. I advertised in New York Magazine. I looked into other vehicles as well, but the phone started ringing within a few weeks of advertising.
So let's talk. I want to talk about those advertising costs in depth a little bit later, but talk about how it actually works. We talked about some of the fees in the package that you just saw. Tell me a little bit about how the consultation works. When people go and see you and pay for your services, what are they getting? What are they doing?
Well, first of all, we offer one-year memberships. So they call us initially on the phone telephone, or we contact them through an email that they send us through our website. So we discuss the program on the telephone, and then we schedule an in-person interview. So during the in-person interview, we discuss various factors of their lives, their all the things that they're looking for as far as criteria, and then with the information, we place it into our database, and then we start the matching process. So each of the introductions that we facilitate are discussed on the telephone at length, and that's how we agree. That's how they start with the matches.
Do you remember your first clients and your first success story?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. It was like the second client I had ended up getting married about a year later, so that was interesting. And I remember her saying that she said, "I don't know if this is really going to work for me." And I said, you really have to trust the process, because it will work. And I was really dedicated, and I still am, to every client that joins.
What's the current success rate? And success, I'm assuming we're defining marriage.
Yes, well, marriage, but also long-term relationships. Okay. I mean, I find that a lot of our more mature clients aren't really looking to walk down the aisle again. Many have been married before. But I would say we have close to 300 marriages at this point, and I mean, thousands of relationships that have come out of this.
Now, one question is, what do the different fees give you? So we have the initial fee. What does that give you?
It's a basic membership that is a full year of service.
So what does a $50,000 membership give you?
Well, we have several offices now, so that entitles a client to a national search, as well as tapping into our international database.
And we're going to have to look into those international stories in just a second. You are watching Venture with Christy Nightingale of Premier Match. Stay tuned.
Bloomberg Venture is brought to you by Chase. Protection matters. Chase what matters.
Your Chase card has a unique built-in fraud monitoring system. So online or off, you're protected. Protection matters. Chase what matters.
World financial markets change even when you're not at your desk. Bloomberg gives anyone a snapshot of what's moving, plus top news, charting, and ways to track their portfolio right on their iPhone or iPod Touch. Download the free Bloomberg application at the iTunes App Store and stay in touch with your money wherever you are. Bloomberg Mobile.
Hi, this is Chuck Storm. I'm live at the scene where last night there was a robbery at about 3:30 in the morning. Now, police have...
Hi there, Orbitz Traveler Wellness Center. You booked a flight on Orbitz and the price went down, so here's a price assurance check for the difference.
$138. Thanks. Why didn't you just mail it?
We have a hovercraft.
Orbitz Price Assurance. If another Orbitz customer books the same flight for less, we automatically send you a check for the difference.
Teamwork. American Century Investments. Focused on performance.
Welcome back to Venture. I'm Chris Valerio, and we're with Christy Nightingale. She's the CEO and founder of Premier Match, a high-end matchmaking service. And we were just talking about the different fees that you offer. I know we have there between $6,500 and $50,000. You said the $50,000 fee would be kind of for more international flair. Talk to me a little bit about the offices that you have and the partnerships that you have.
Okay. Well, first of all, we have 3 physical offices: New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. I also have a couple of alliance partners that are located in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and then overseas in London. So, and the London operation has an office in Cannes and also in Paris and Frankfurt. So, I mean, when it comes to sharing clients and so on, and the fee structure. The lowest fee offers a client service within one territory. And if they're interested in a more national search, because I do work with very high-end individuals that do travel significantly for work,